back to my stream, Orobio Nanikore. My name is Ash, and today I'm going to be taking you through my step-through-step process on how I make my Twitch emotes. I did have a YouTube short gain a little bit of traction the other day, so this sparked my wanting to make this kind of video, but I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while. This isn't going to be like a step-by-step how to draw emotes. I'm just going to be taking you through my emote process because it's a little bit different than just like sketch, line, color, rinse, wash, repeat. It's a little bit different than that. Whenever I'm working exclusively with Twitch emotes, I like to work on a 500 by 500 canvas. But if I want the possibility for it to be a possible like sticker or print in the future, then I work 3000 by 3000 or at least 1000 by 1000. But since I know these are strictly going to be Twitch emotes, I just work by a 500 by 500 canvas. I'm not even that worried about it. Alright, so first I'm going to show you how I go through making a base. So the Twitch emotes that we're going to be making today is going to be Hatsune Miku. And I don't currently have a singing base for myself quite yet. So we're going to be making a singing base to use for future emotes, but also for obviously this Hatsune Miku. So the first things first is that in my Twitch emote making process is that I have to make myself a base. Now the reason I make bases is so that I can have good high quality consistency, so I don't have like any fatigue in my drawing and it doesn't look sloppy the more I make, and two, so that I can pump them out a lot quicker. So I don't have to redraw each single emote by hand from start to finish every single time. It just saves myself time and energy, and it just makes sure that they all look consistent and clean. So I do personally have a head base that I use for each one, so I'm just gonna quickly show you how I would draw a head base, because you're gonna need to have a consistent head base. You're gonna want like a good front profile and a good side profile. So I'm gonna show you real quickly. So first you want to start off with like a circle, and then generally with the shape that I go for, just have like a quick curved path right here, and this is where the eyes would go. But yeah, that's like the general complete eye shape that I go for, and this is like where I would stick the nose. And as for like the cheeks, I kind of just like bubble them out right here because I only really work with chibis, and this is like kind of like the generalized chibi shape. And then I would put the ear somewhere like right here, and that's like generally the shape of like the face that I would do. There we go. So this is my head base that I use. And then we're gonna start off with the sketch. Now, it is always a good idea to like have a pose in mind. I know that I want to do a singing pose, so generally I'll go on like Etsy or I'll go on Pinterest and look up like the type of emote that I want to create and see what other people are doing and see like what kind of poses look good and what poses you think exist but don't really look that good, and just kind of get a reference of what you want to make and the pose you want to do. We're just gonna kink out the basic shape for the base that I want to do. Alright, so I think this is the general shape that we're gonna be going with. Now that we have the generalized sketch, now it is moving on to the cleanup sketch. All right. And then we can take off the previous layer sketch, and this is kind of what we're left with. And now is where the magic happens, where the line art. So I like to line in black and then eye color over the lines later. So let's do some line art. And this, I use the script brush from the ginseng or the Taoshan brushes.
Hi everybody. Hello everybody, we're taking a quick intermission. Say hi to Gara.
Alright, and after a while of cleaning up the lines and making sure everything looks nice and smooth, this is about something that you come up with. I like to keep every little section separate so that it's easier for editing. And now we're gonna do the coloring in. I like to keep all my bases gray because it makes them easier for editing, but you can use literally whatever color you like. Alright, and then whenever it comes to shading, I literally use the shading color and just clip it onto it. And this will become more evidence later on why I do this. So you're just gonna pick your layer and it'll multiply. I like to airbrush like the cheeks to give them a little bit more life. Just to give them like a little bit of a flesh. And then with the same brush script, I mark out the nose. This is how I do my noses. It's literally just a little blue dot to emphasize that there's a shadow there. You can do a nose line or you can do a more detailed nose if you wish. This is just how I like doing them. And then a little shadow here for the eyelids. And generally, that's all the shadows that I'll do. You can always add more or less on later. Definitely pop out more. And then sometimes, not always, I'll add like little cheek blushes. You can always like erase these if you're doing like a more serious or more masculine type emote, but I just like to make my emotes as cute and sparkly as I can. And then, but I do need to add some details to this microphone because I'm gonna be reusing it a lot. And now one of my favorite parts to do is the eye, which is super simple, is I just use this really simple gray color that looks good whenever you edit any of the colors. And then little swoosh for the pupil. And then with the white, we'll add a sparkle in the eyes. And that is how I do my eyes. It is very simple, but like I said, the less details, the better it looks whenever it comes to small sizes. And you do want to emphasize having very thick lines where the details go, like the side of the face or the hands or the microphone. You want to have very thick lines so that they are visible from small distances. And this is basically the... Oh, I like to do the mouth as well as the eye whites on a different layer, just so that it really does speed up the process of editing. And like I said before, but I'm gonna keep saying it, small details are gonna be lost in the sauce anyway, so you don't really have to overshade or over highlight things that are just gonna like be disappeared details anyways. So try not to overdo it because the details will get lost in the sauce. And now comes time for the editing part. So basically, this is the base that we just made, and while you can draw the hair like directly onto said base, I have a method that I find to be a lot more streamlined and a lot easier. So essentially, these are wig bases. Let me show you some of the other wig bases that I have. Like, here are my League of Legends ones. Here are my Valorant wigs. Like, if you basically make a wig and then you edit it onto the emote, which is why it's very important to have a consistent head base, it just looks really good across the board. There's very few times where I have to redraw like a specific angle or something where it just doesn't look right, because it just looks good. It just does. Alright, and now that we have our wig base done, now we can apply that to the actual emote. So Gonna go over to our base that we made and then just drop it straight on it a little bit just to like make it look nicer, make it fit the wig base a little better. All that jazz. Size it to the base. And then bring it back. And there you go, it's already starting to look like Miku. Alright, and then whenever it comes to editing the actual base, this is also going to be a very, very easy step. So you just want to grab the skin tone, and this is a little way too yellow for me, so we're going to like peach it out. But Hatsune Miku is very pale, so you're going to go to the face layer, you're going to alpha lock it, and then drop it, just like that. Same thing with the other layers. Alpha lock it. Bam! It's already shaded for you. What the heck? So easy, right? And then the same thing. Alpha lock. Whoa! It's perfectly edited it for you. And if you want to make her cheeks a little more rosy, oh my gosh, so cute! Already looking straight up like Hatsune Miku, and we're barely even done with the editing. Okay, as for the eyes, you're gonna go over your line art, put a clipping mask, and then you're gonna go to overlay. Now it's very important that you use a very neutral shade of gray so that you get closest to the actual color that you want. Then you're gonna grab the color, and oh my gosh! And I know you can kind of see like the blue left over right there from it, but like it's gonna be so far away that you can't even tell it. And then I like to grab a lighter color and put a little bit of a shine right there. And I do like to color my inner lines, especially with like my much paler characters that I draw. So you can leave it black if you want to, but I just find coloring it kind of gives it a nicer little pop. Alright, and there we have it, Hatsune Miku. So I am obviously going to be making more than just this Hatsune Miku, but honestly I kind of like it how it is. I might add like a few musical notes, you know, like here or there, but honestly that is the gist of it. Anything else would just be like extras that you could just do on your own. But yeah, this is exactly how I do all of my emotes, how I make them all so cute. Here are my layers. Oh, she's bold! Oh, she's bold! And yeah, so these are how I can quickly make emotes versus having to sketch, line, color, shade, highlight, you know, rinse, wash, repeat. So yeah. I hope you guys like this tutorial, and if you want to see more tutorials like this, please let me know what you'd like to see in the comment sections below. Be sure to like and subscribe so that we can get more people, you know, to make more emotes. And have an amazing day. Be sure to check out my Twitch/Kick. I do stream art every now and again, and if you want to get cheap emotes like this yourself, feel free to check out my Etsy shop, Lunani. And if you want emotes that are anime, because Etsy likes to copyright all the good anime emotes that I make, be sure to check out my Ko-Fi, Hakime, right here. And if you yourself want custom emotes from me, be sure to DM me on Twitter or on Instagram and we can get you hooked up. That's all for today. See you guys next time. Love you. Mwah.